Hello, I'm Death's Arrow, and this is a WoT I'm Thinking Debrief for the week of March 31st, 2013. With the 8.5 test server going live this week, I plan to dedicate this debrief and likely one or two more to preview the 8.5 patch. This patch introduces a number of new German tanks, the most anticipated of which is the Leopard 1. The Leopard 1 is the new German Tier 10 medium tank and is unlike any of the German tanks currently in game. This is primarily because the Leopard is a post-war tank design. That said, I've played more than a dozen battles in the Leopard on the test server. My early impressions of the tank are as follows. The thing you'll notice right off the bat is the tank's mobility. The Leopard is fast and maneuverable, with speed and acceleration that are just a tad slower than the Batchat. One thing to note is that the tank will occasionally slide in hard turns, although I didn't notice it very often. The tank accelerates pretty well in reverse as well. The 105mm L738 gun is extremely effective. It's accurate, has reasonable aim time, and a decent rate of fire. With vents, rammer, and brothers in arms, reload is approximately 7.2 seconds. Standard rounds are sub-caliber APCR, premium rounds are heat. Long-range sniping isn't an issue with this gun, and even with the increased ping times on the test server, I had little issue hitting targets with consistency. The tank has decent gun depression, allowing you to utilize hull-down tactics. Camo seems pretty good for my limited testing. According to some reports, the camo rating is similar but not quite as good as the Batchat. The big negative of the Leopard is lack of armor. The tank is quite literally a box of hit points, and ricochets are very rare. Even the gun mantlet has thin armor, and most enemies you'll face will have no issues penning the tank with auto-aim. While there is an ammo rack located in the front of the tank's hull, I didn't notice the tank taking ammo rack damage that often, only a handful of times during my testing. I only had a single ammo rack detonation. I did have the safe stowage skill on my loader. With essentially no armor, the Leopard needs to be played a bit carefully. Area of denial type tactics only work with support, and you generally don't want to be on the front lines. The tank is an excellent sniper and can be a flanker as needed. Hull down style tactics should be used cautiously, being mindful that the mantlet armor is weak and won't bounce shots, so if you do get spotted, you need to seek hard cover ASAP. For equipment, I went with a vent, rammer, and vertical stabilizer, which is a pretty typical equipment setup for a medium tank. This setup maximizes rate of fire while minimizing aim time after moving while giving the crew a skill boost. For crew skills, I went with Brothers in Arms and Camo as the main skills, with Sixth Sense, Snapshot, Smooth Ride, and Safe Stowage, which is a must on this tank. Camo is the key skill here. The Leopard can't afford to take hits, so you'll want to stay hidden. The replay they'll be looking at is from April 5th on Erlenberg in the Leopard 1. I unfortunately have not played the new Pearl River map as of yet. As noted on the loading screen, this is a standard battle. Reviewing tank composition for this battle reveals the following. This is a Tier 10 battle, with 14 Tier 10s and a Tier 9 on my team, while the enemy team is composed of all Tier 10s. My team has 5 TDs, while the enemy's team has 4. The enemy team has 5 mediums, while my team has 4. There is no artillery. I don't recognize anyone in this match. The one thing you'll notice as the match loads in is the new bar of tank symbols across the top center of the screen. This shows how many tanks of each type are on each team. It's useless clutter to me and doesn't really add anything particularly useful. Supposedly there's a way to turn it off. Other than the zoom out mod to capture this video, I'm not running any mods in this replay.
Let's get this show on the road.
As the battle gets underway, I'm going to head to the hill at E9 and set up the snipe and then see what my options are from there. This being a test server battle, it's a little bit unpredictable how the teams are going to react and exactly what they're going to do. Players tend to take these battles not quite as seriously, so you tend to see some pretty crazy tactics. I've taken up this position specifically to snipe. It has good lanes of fire towards the south and center of the map and hard cover from direct fire across the river. We have a JPE spotted across the river. Take a shot and miss. Got a Batchat FV215B 183, a 121 coming across the river. Line up the 121, bounce. He goes behind the house. T57 pops out. Take a shot at him, get a hit. Waffling between the Foch 155 and the 57. Take a shot at the Foch and hit him. .121 is out in the open in front. I get a hit for no damage. Line up the T57 heavy. And I bounce. Trying to line up the 121 again as he's about to destroy our T62A. I miss. They knock down our T62A. There I get a hit. Trying to track the Batchat, but he's behind the hill. Going after the T57 heavy, and I get a hit. 121's coming our way. I'm trying to line him up again. Gets behind the hill, so I take another shot at the 57 and hit. I notice the FV 215B 183 in the open. I get a hit and light him on fire. Bounce that shot. It's knocked down before I can reload. 5155 gets knocked down trying to run away. I've got this IS-4 in my way. With the enemy reduced to a single tank on this flank, I feel it's safe to move out and take on the Batchat. There are still a few enemy tanks unaccounted for, but it's unlikely that they are on this side of the river. I'm going to close quickly as he is trying to circle our Foch 155. Get a hit on the run, bump him from behind. Tracking him and knock him down. With the Batchat taken down, I make the call to push across the river. Our team is overmatched in the north, and I can push around behind the attackers. Got a Foch 155 in the middle. I'm down to 6 heat rounds. I tend to sling a lot of premium ammo on the test server. It's pretty much typical. As I cross the river, it's clear that I made a good choice to push as the enemy's remaining tanks are out of position to defend the south bridge. I'm going to move in and see if I can get behind the JPE. I've been spotted. Using the tank's mobility here. JPE's half turnaround. Close in a little cautiously to pin him. Start pouring rounds into his side. Get another hit, and he's knocked down with an ammo rack by our T-57. Now going to maneuver around the house here and try to line up the Foch 155. I missed my first shot. Looks like I hit the equipment rack. Line him up again. Get a hit in the flank. He's not turning towards me, so I can sit here. Bounce off his rear armor. Back behind cover, no good reason to do it though. Get a low roll hit there on the Foch. And he's knocked down by our T-57 Heavy. Trying to line up the 113 now. Get a hit, and he's knocked down by another Leopard 1. I'm now going to head north. See if I can get some snipe shots on the guys that have cleared out the northern flank. And there's the Leopard 1. Looks like he probably crashed out or has given up on the battle. Another hit and he gets knocked down. Trying to line up the 215B. He's behind the houses though. Don't think I have a shot. And he gets knocked down and we win the match. Looking at the after action screens, I destroyed 1 tank, damaged 8 more for a Confederate medal, hit 20 of 23 shots, did 5,835 points of damage, and earned 1,444 experience before the double. Overall, the Leopard 1 is an interesting addition to World of Tanks. It's very reminiscent of the high-tier French tanks, but without an autoloader, which will make the tank difficult to play. The lack of armor is a pretty big problem, especially the thin mantlet, which makes playing hull down a bit dicey. The skill floor for this tank is very high, and I have a feeling that the average player will struggle with it as it's a bit difficult to play effectively. Reportedly, the Leopard 1 will receive some buffs in the next test patch, due out later this week, so we'll see what happens to the tank between now and when the patch goes live. Thank you for watching this What I'm Thinking debrief. Stay tuned for more content soon.